Here we are with the second one for square roots, guys. Okay. The big difference today is that we have the squares from the bottom, and we're working on getting rid of those. It's bad math grammar. It's against the rules of math here to finish with your final answer, the square root on the bottom. Okay, so we're going to look at a couple different types of problems and how to do that. So number 1, 5 over the square root of 3. Most basic problem here. Okay. The easiest way to get rid of a radical on the bottom is to multiply the top and the bottom by that same radical or that same square root. Okay, because what's anything divided by itself? Square root of 3 divided by the square root of 3, anything divided by itself should be 1. And if I multiply anything times 1, the value stays the same. So that's why I have to multiply the top and the bottom by the same, because then it's like I'm multiplying by 1. And the value won't change. Alright, so this is going to give me 5 radical 3. And we're going to go the long way here for the first time we do this, and then you'll see the pattern and figure out just a little half-step shortcut. Square root of 3 times the square root of 3 is going to be the square root of 9. Okay, and then what is the square root of 9? That should be 3. So I'll have 5 square root of 3 over 3. Alright, and you can kind of save yourself a little bit of work and kind of skip this step because square root of 3 times the square root of 3 is going to give you regular 3. And that pattern is going to be the same for all those numbers on the bottom. If you do the square root of a number times the square root of the same number, it's going to be that regular number. Okay? So that's like the one way you could see it. Okay, if you have a jumbo square root sign with over the whole fraction, okay, I would suggest if you could, okay, just do that, right? 40 over 5 is going to be 8. And then we're down to the square root of 8. And that looks like one from yesterday, just the basic reducing a radical. And we can do that pretty easy, not too scary. Square root of 4 times the square root of 2, we'll have 2 radical 2. What about number 4 here? You can't divide it. It doesn't come out nice, right? 40 over 8, or 40 over 5 was 8. That was pretty nice. 30 over 16, not that nice. Alright? So we're going to split this up into 2 pieces. We're going to go to the square root of 30 by itself over the square root of 16 by itself. That's still going to be the same thing. I could split those up individually. Now I can do the square root of 16. That's going to be 4 on the bottom. 30 is a pretty big number. You're going to think that there's something that goes into it, but you can't. There's no perfect squares that go into it, so then you're just done right there. Alright. And what's another one that we could see here? How about like number 8? Like number 8 down there. We got the square root of 96 over the square root of 12. They're already split up. Okay, but you can still, I mean, just like how we took one of these, it was a one jumbo one, and split it up into 2, you can go in reverse, right? You can put these back together under one jumbo one. And now that's 96 over 12. 96 over 12 is 8. Okay, and we've already done that one. We know it's 2 radical 2. 8's a pretty common one. Just to remember that it's 2 radical 2, that comes up a lot. Alright, this was a pretty popular one in class, number 10. Okay, we did it 2 ways. There's a long way and there's a short way. Both ways are right, both ways get to the same answer. Okay, here's the long way. We'll do the long way first, that way you can appreciate the short way, but you'll also see that even if you don't remember, or if you don't see the easiest way right away, you'll still get the same answer, as long as you just keep following the rules. Okay, so the square root of 3 on the bottom. Right, so we're going to multiply top and bottom, just like we did up there with number 1, by the square root of 3. So now we have 4 square root of 18 over regular 3. We can break apart 18. 18 is going to be 9, and 2, that's going to be 3 radical 2. So now I'm going to have 4 times 3 times radical 2 all over 3. Okay, we can kind of see right here we have 3 on the top, 3 on the bottom. We could cancel that out, but in class we didn't see that. We did 12 radical 2, and then we divided the regular numbers. You can divide regular with regular. 12 over 3 is going to be 4 radical 2. So none of that was really too hard, but it was a lot of steps. Okay, now come back here to the original problem. Is there an easier way to do it? If we can divide regular numbers by regular numbers over here, 12 over 3, shouldn't we be able to divide square root numbers with square root numbers? And what's 6 over 3? 2. So we would have 4 with the square root of 2 really quick from right there. Okay, same answer both ways. Alright, so even if you don't catch something right away and you do it, by clearing out the radical off the bottom, rationalizing the denominator, getting rid of that square root, you'll still get the same answer at the end. Let's see what we got in the back. Anything super challenging back here? Let's check it out. Ooh, how about number 12? Okay, we can multiply square roots. So let's do 10 times 12 across the top. That's 120. And then now we can divide square roots. 120 over 3 is going to be the square root of 40. And what do we have there? Is that just going to be 4 and 10? Is that the biggest we can get? Is 4? I think so. Square root of 4 is 2. Can't do the square root of 10, it stays. And let's see what else we can do here. About like 19. It's got a number in the front, so we're just going to leave that alone for a bit. Okay, we're going to try to get rid of that 5. I can't divide 12 and 5. Double check, make sure we're not going to miss an easy thing again. 12 divided by 5, can't do it. So I do have to multiply top and bottom. Okay, so now I have 6 times the square root of 60 over regular 5. What's 60 going to do for me here? 4 and 15 is the first perfect. 4 is the first perfect square that would go into 60. So that's going to be 4. The square root of 4 is going to be 2. And 6 times 2 is going to be 12. So we'll have 12 square roots of 15 over 5. It's really tempting to divide that 15 by 5 and get the square root of 3, but I can't do it. Why? Because that's a square root and this is a regular number, so we can't be dividing those. Okay, I can only divide square roots with square roots. Can only divide regular numbers with regular numbers. And I can't do 12 and 5, so it's just going to be done right there. Alright. So that should be enough to get you going. Oh, I see one we need. Let's do number 16, just because it's got a really big number there. We didn't go that high on our perfect square list. So we had negative 6 in the front. We're going to break that apart to 2 square roots. We got square root of 12 on the top and 225 on the bottom. 225 is a perfect square. That's 15. That's 15. That's how far we went in class. I just didn't go that far on the sheet for yesterday's video. Okay, so I have 15 there on the bottom, and then I can keep going on this 12. That's going to be 4 and 3. Square root of 4 is going to give me 2. That's going to be negative 12. Okay, and I can reduce these regular numbers, 12 over 15. I can divide them both by 3. And we'll have 4 radical 3 over 5. Ooh, negative 4. Yep, that was a fun one. Alright, so hopefully that helps out there for all those people that were gone. Take a look at that. And good luck on your worksheet. We'll see you guys later.